Thank you for listening to Dark Frequencies. I'm your host, Chris O'Toole. In the humid nights of Highlands, Texas, 1978, two women disappeared without a trace, swallowed by darkness that lived right in the neighborhood. The air was thick with secrets. The small community would soon learn that evil doesn't always come from far away, and it can grow in the backyard of people you think you know. This is a story about a blood brother killers, and the lives they shattered forever. Lucy DeBrode was 14, a girl with a bright future, bright eyes, bigger dreams, living at 301 Tri-City Beach Road in Baytown. She carried a kind of hope that makes you believe that anything is possible until the moment it was all ripped away. Diane Hall was 40, a mother of 5 who worked hard and walked home every evening thinking about her children. Both were stolen futures they deserved. Love, marriage, children, grandchildren. The simple joy of growing old, surrounded by family they created. Lucy vanished. May 22nd, Diane was gone. These two disappearances, yet the same cold hand at work. The town of the Highlands locked its doors. Mothers kept their daughters close, and the fears settled over every street like a suffocating fog. Whispers turned to prayers. Who was hunting their women? And the answers were closer than anyone could imagine. The Greenwood property sat quiet, unassuming, the kind of place where kids might have played to catch in the sun by the San Jacinto River. But beneath the ordinary surface ran a river of cruelty that would drown the innocent lives. The brothers who lived there, William Tad and Matthew David, moved through the community like everyone else, nodding at neighbors, blending in perfectly. But no one saw the monsters hiding behind their faces. What happened on that property would haunt this town for decades. And then most forgotten. The details are the almost brutal to speak out loud, but they must be told. Because Lucy and Diane weren't just victims. They were daughters, sisters, mothers, and the futures that they were all robbed in the still echo in every empty chair at the family table across Texas. The nightmare began with one girl running for her life and ended with 2 women chained to a tree in a backyard that should have been safe. Stay with me. The truth gets darker in every step we take into the shadows. The girl who ran. Lucille, or Lucy DeBrode, was just 14 when she discovered she was pregnant with Matthew Greenwood's child. Terrified and alone, she began to run from home at 301 Tri-City Beach Road in Baytown. Desperate for safety, she never made it. Matthew wasn't happy about the pregnancy, and his anger would turn into something far more monstrous than anyone could predict. But the brothers found her. They dragged her into their family property in the Highlands and chained her to a tree in the backyard. And for 3 full days, Lucille was repeatedly raped, tortured, and held captive like an animal. William's rage about her pregnancy fueled the cruelty. She thought that everything she had, but was there no escape from the chains of a man who had decided her young life meant nothing. In the backyard became her prison. The same tree that might have offered a shade on a hot Texas day became an instrument of her suffering. Every hour stretched into eternity of pain. And Lucille, who should have been worried about school, her first crushes, instead fighting for survival against two brothers who have turned their home into a torture chamber. Her innocence was stolen in the most brutal and most imaginable way. 3 long days. That's how long they kept her. 3 days alive, chained, violated. 3 days of terror that ended only when they decided it was her time. Her body was left on the property, hidden among debris and shadows, and the brothers returned to their normal routines like nothing happened. And the girl who ran away from home to protect her unborn child, that she felt the comfort to come to the father who silenced her forever. Diane's Hall story would follow the same horrifying pattern, but we reach her to understand this. Lucy's disappearance wasn't random. It was personal. It was fueled by a pregnancy that one brother refused to accept. And the evil that began in that backyard would soon claim another victim walking home from work, completely unaware of her fate waiting for her. The second victim. Diane Hall was walking from home from work on May 22nd, 1978. Thinking about the dinner for her 5 children when the Greenwood brothers struck. They kidnapped her and they got her and brought her onto the same property where Lucy had already suffered. The backyard had a tree that witnessed one nightmare and was about to witness another. Both women were chained on that tree. Both were tortured for 3 days. Both brothers took turns. They shared their cruelty, turning the quiet Highlands into a yard of private hell. Diane, a mother who should have been tucking her kids in bed, who was fighting for her life against the same people who destroyed Lucille's, were clear now. These weren't just random attacks. These were calculated, sadistic, and carried out by brothers bound by brutality and blood. On July 10th, the truth finally surfaced. Searchers looking for a piece of land to put their trailer on caught an unmistakable smell of death on the Greenwood property. What they found was forever changed this community. Lucille's body, still bearing the marks and chains and violence, and was discovered hidden under logs with her bra around her neck. Diane's remains laid nearby. They have both been choked, raped, tortured, and beyond recognition. And the bra used to strangle Lucille became one more piece of evidence in the case against that defied that belief. The brothers lived among their neighbors, attended church, waved at passing cars, all while 2 women lay chained and dying in their backyard. William Tad Greenwood was only 20. Matthew David was right beside him, and between 15 to 16. And when the arrest came, the town gasped. How could this happen? How could two brothers commit such horror and then go down to their days like nothing was wrong? The investigation revealed the full scope of the depravity. Lucy had been a target because of the pregnancy Matthew refused to accept. Diane had simply been at the wrong place at the wrong time, a mother walking home from work who crossed the paths with monsters who wanted to find an ex-victim to rape. Both paid the ultimate price for crimes that should have never have been imagined, let alone carried out. 3 days, 2 women, 1 tree in a backyard became a graveyard. The details are seared into the memory of everyone who lived through that summer. But the story wasn't over. The brothers faced justice, right? I mean, what was a pass in the Texas justice system? And the consequences that would ripple for decades. The long shadow. William Tad Greenwood confessed. He pleaded guilty to both murders and received 36 years. His brother Matthew David, also convicted, but a juvenile. But in 1991, after serving barely 1/3 of his sentence, William walked free. A double murderer released back into the world like a debt that has been paid. The family of Lucy and Diane left empty chairs, knowing that their loved one's killer would be free and start over. In 2018, William Greenwood was convicted again, this time for continuous sexual assault of his own granddaughter, a crime that began when she was 5 and lasted for 13 years. Life in prison without parole. Finally. But for the families who had already lost everything in 1978, it's a hollow victory. Justice delayed is justice denied. And this day had cost another child her childhood. Matthew David Greenwood's path was no less dark. Years later, he murdered his own half-brother, earning 20 years. Then in 2019, he killed a man and stuffed him in a barrel and burying it underneath the shed as if it was routine. The lives he destroyed, the families he shattered, the same blood that bounded the brothers in 1978 and can spill for decades. And he killed another person too. Does that make him a serial killer? Lucy DeBrode was robbed of everything: her innocence, her pregnancy, a chance to become a mother, a wife, a grandmother. Diane was stolen from her 5 children, the life she has built with hard work and love. Both women chained to a tree and tortured for 3 days by brothers who saw them as disposable. Their stories are not just about murder. They are about the futures that were violated and erased. This case haunts Texas, and it focuses to ask us a hard question. How many other backyards hide secrets? Blood brothers are gone now. One serving life, the other is likely to die in prison, but their legacy remains at every empty seat for the holidays, and every child who grew up without a mother, and every story that ends too soon. Lucille and Diane deserved better. We owe it to them to remember, to speak their names, and never let this kind of evil hide in the pain of plain sight. This has been Dark Frequencies, Texas Murders. I'm your host, Chris O'Toole. Stay vigilant and keep telling the stories that matter.